It's Christmas season, and I'm going to show you how to make a jar of bean soup. It's an excellent recipe. We love it. And it also serves as an affordable gift. If you've looked online in the last number of years, there are a lot of things that you can put into a jar to make for gifts. I especially like this bean soup though, not only because we make it all the time and love it, but because all that the person has to do is add water to it and maybe a bit of salt. It makes a warm, nourishing meal. How thoughtful is that? To make this soup, you need a 1-quart jar. And in case you're wondering, this is a canning funnel. You don't need it, but it certainly helps to pour things into the jar. You need 1/2 cup of barley, 1/2 cup of green split peas, 1/2 cup of yellow split peas, 1/2 cup of green lentils, 1/2 cup of red lentils, 1/2 cup of wild rice, which is my preference, but you can also just use any kind of rice, 1/2 cup of dehydrated vegetables or vegetable soup mix, and 1/4 cup of beef soup powder. I also keep a little extra rice or pasta ready because depending on the jar, as much as they're 1 quart, sometimes the top of the jar, the neck of the jar is a little extra, a little different than others. So if it doesn't fill completely, you want it to be packed full. So I just add a little rice or pasta on top if I need to. Watch how all these things come together to make a beautiful gift. On their own, these dry items don't look that exciting sitting here. Yet each of these ingredients, to me, are like different times in our life. The happy times, the sad times, the people we were blessed to be with, those we had to say goodbye to, the times that just don't make sense. But each of them are parts of our life, and God will make them all work for good if we put our trust in Him. Just like all these ingredients come together to make a beautiful gift and a healthy soup, the same thing happens in our life when we trust the Lord. That's how my husband Sam makes his songs, films, and videos. Our life experiences have at times been wonderful and at other times very difficult, and we wonder why these things are happening. But in the end, all of these experiences are coming together. God is building a beautiful thing in our lives, and He will do the same for you. So remember, don't get focused on the dry beans, but know that you are a workmanship created in Christ Jesus to do a good work as you trust in the Lord and walk in His ways. Romans 8:28 says, "For we know that God works all things together for good to them that love God, who have been called according to His purpose." There. Isn't that easy? Probably takes about 10 minutes to make, and you've got a beautiful gift. I showed you how to make this in a quart jar, but there's other things you can do too. A smaller jar, just scale down the amounts. If you don't have a jar, I've even made some up in a bag. You don't get to see the beautiful layers but it's still a wonderful gift and an easy gift to make. Great last minute gift for people too. So all you need to do is layer the ingredients, decorate the lid, and make sure you add the instructions so people know what to do when they get your gift. As far as the instructions go, all you have to do is pour all of these ingredients into a pot and add 7 or 8 cups of water. Needs to boil and then simmer for probably about 45 minutes, or until the beans and all these things are at a consistency that you like to eat. Add some salt if you want some salt. I use no MSG beef powder, so sometimes you need to add some salt to that, and it's all ready to eat. Also, it doesn't matter what size it is. If you've got leftover soup, it freezes really well. I usually make a bigger amount, put the rest in the freezer, and then we can pull it out anytime that we want to and heat it up, and it's just as good heated up another day as it is on the first day. Gift-giving soup is not expensive, and it only takes about 10 minutes to make. Most of all though, it's a beautiful and a thoughtful gift, and it's very nourishing for the person who gets it. Merry Christmas from Sam and I to all of you.